Hello all. So it's the 10th of January and a Monday morning. We are at location on top of the Shoolagiri Dam. Just had a breakfast on the Shulagiri petrol station, and I'm here with your very own youth icon, Vinay. So,
amazing place, my friends. In case you happen to come to Shulagiri and for a breakfast, definitely make it a point to visit this place. And it's a really nice place. The entire road, it's a very nice stretch. If you like sort of mild off-roading, so to speak.
Yes.
And once you get in here, it's a nice environment. It's very peaceful, very calm. Hardly any crowd here.
Especially being a Monday, I think that's.
So it's nice. Really liking the place.
Very nice, and not much far from Bangalore actually. Once you cross over into the Tamil Nadu border and you come to the Shoolagiri petrol station where the McDonald's is, it's just behind it. About a 7-minute ride, I would say. Yeah, about 7 to 10 minutes ride. And yeah, just a Monday morning. We'll be here for probably a brief while, and then we will go back here and log in to our lives.
Yeah.
That's the stuff which pays for all this, like it or not. So yeah, and I really wish we could have gotten our bikes up here. So that's the road on which you can ride your bikes up here, and you can park them. Plenty of Google Maps pictures you will see with all motorcycles parked here. For some reason both the gates are shut. That's one gate, and there's another gate right up there somewhere. So both the gates are shut with a lock, with a padlock. So unfortunately it'll have to be another day. But very scenic place. Even if you want to visit with your family and kids and all of that, very nice place to have a picnic or anything to that effect, I suppose. And literally nobody other than me and Vinay. So lots of sounds of birds, nature, sky, hills, everything we can see. Water, of course, in abundance. So nice place, the Shoolagiri Dam. So we are heading back from Shoolagiri Dam. There it is in all its water containing glory. So I'm here with the OG youth icon, Vinay. Hey, shall we? Vinay! Okay, for some reason he wants to go down this sort of a traily dirt road, broken roads sort of a terrain, probably to enjoy his Xpulse more, which is fair. On bikes like these roads are more than welcoming. Made for all roads, made for no roads, as the popular adage goes. That's one of the main gates. Unfortunately, both gates are closed today for whatever reason. Probably to keep people from going up and doing all sorts of lesser than optimal things, I suppose. But having said that, quite a lot of people do come up to this dam and take a look and go back. They don't hang around for too long. Surprisingly, I saw at least 2-3 groups on bikes come. They were there for about 5 minutes or so, and then they left. Don't know what that was all about. Yeah, these roads are really I mean, on bikes like these you can handle them easier than other bikes, and for people around these parts, they come here in their normal commuter bikes, like the guy on the Splendor or whatever similar category bike who was just alongside me a minute ago. So these people know the lay of the land very well, and they know how to traverse on these paths with far more ease and efficiency than us folk who come on these sort of surfaces infrequently. But having bikes like these, again, Vinay and we were remarking that having bikes of such capability really makes life a whole lot easier, and especially the Xpulse, Vinay's bike, because of its lower weight than the Himalayan, makes it far more easier to negotiate. Lots of people checking out Vinay's Xpulse this morning at the restaurant, which led him to joke that should he be going home and performing a nazar sort of a formality for the bike to ward off the evil eye, maybe he'll do it. Why not? It's an Indian custom. It's a proud, long-standing ritual. We should never lose our customs. Again, these are sites I love. Village sites, huts, village houses, village courtyards, village poultry and farm animals. It's all good. It's all good. The unhurried rural life that I so yearn and aspire for. But I always wonder, all this is good as a novelty for visiting on motorcycle rides and so on, but how long would I actually last living here before I lose my sanity, if that ever happens? I don't know. But I know plenty of people, especially my father's friends, who have had city sort of urban lives all their lives, and who have now shifted to villages and towns, and they are actually quite liking the town life or the village life. But having said that, they also have their city houses and city permanent residences that they keep scuttling between back and forth. So as long as you have the financial wherewithal to manage this sort of a dual residence model, I suppose you're good. But to pack up all your belongings and move to a smaller town, I'm not saying it's impossible, but we are so accustomed to the comforts of the city that I have a feeling the transition will be quite something. And whether such a thing is even possible. Ultimately, I guess, and I'm about to get a bit spiritual in a way, I suppose, but if we are going to look for bliss or happiness somewhere out there, or wherever else, on a motorcycle or in a small town or in a city, it's not going to happen. I suppose you'll have to look inward, because that's where it all is, not somewhere out there. You could move to the lush green grasslands of Switzerland right in front of a waterfall and live there. But I promise you, the novelty factor would probably last about a week before your longing for home really surfaces. And we've experienced this in several places that we had been to on holidays. I especially remember Singapore. So we had about 2 more days left into the trip before we were supposed to fly back, but it was one of those evenings we were lying around in the hotel, and both me and my wife were feeling a bit blue. And when we investigated the source of those feelings, we realized that we were really homesick. We had enough of all that. We wanted to be back home among comfort, among the known. So all of the new sights, the new place, the novelty, everything lasts, but it has a specific shelf life which expires at some point. For some it may hold out a bit longer, for some it may be very short or temporal, but everything does have a shelf life, I suppose. So that's a part of the Gyani Somvar with Pradeep on his Himalayan. Gyani Somvar. What a caption! Wow, that's a nice hill. Quite steep too. We should be yeah, we are almost in Shoolagiri town, and then after that we hit the highway, and then it's one straight stretch on the Karnataka Tamil Nadu highway, the Hosur road, and then it's back home. Yeah, this is where this is correct. So yet another thing which has happened is Vinay is on his V6 intercom, and obviously I am on Parani, so our intercoms don't talk to each other because of technical reasons and proprietary stuff. So we have lost the ease of communication that we used to have before. I'm trying to convince him to move to Parani as well, just like me, because it's a better product and better experience, but I'm not sure he'll do it, because he's been using the V6 for quite some time and he's very, very happy with it. Sorry for these jerky voices. It's the it's the terrain we are on. I apologize. Yeah, so this is I suppose this is the Shoolagiri town. Again, a small town, as you can probably tell. And although we are on bad terrain capable motorcycles, and we do enjoy being on bad terrain like what we were on a couple of minutes ago, we are sure glad to be back on paved terrain, so to speak. And for all those people who sit on YouTube and watch these off-roading videos and fancying them doing these off-roads and terrains on their off-road motorcycles, it's not an easy thing, let me assure you this. The loss of traction which you are assured on these paved roads like right now, it can be quite disconcerting, and there is a very real learning curve to being on these paths and riding them well. These guys cannot ride quickly for the life of me. And God save you if you ever bump into anybody here. God save you. Ah, I get it, I get it. These are all preparations for Shankranti, which is about to hit soon. So ideally Vinay should be behind me because I'm navigating. Okay, it should all start getting fairly mundane as we join the highway. But yeah, being a Monday and everything, and all of that, I have to go back home and log in for work now. Yesterday was the weekend curfew or lockdown in Bangalore, and that's why we couldn't get a ride in. So I and Vinay decided to make a ride of it this Monday morning, and being fortunate that we are, in one sense, given that we both log in late. I log into work at around 2 in the afternoon, and Vinay logs into work even later, so it becomes a bit more easier for us to sort of squeeze in a ride on a Monday morning compared to most other people. Vinay is still quite enamored and besotted with his Xpulse. He was remarking how nice of a bike it is, and I have no reason to disbelieve him. Suppose it's quite a nice motorcycle for what it is, as long as you know exactly what you're getting into. Not that that statement has any connotation with anything being incomplete or inadequate with it, but it is a 200cc motorcycle, and quite a good value at that price, what you get for your money. So there is Vinay right alongside me. He also has his camera setup. You will see a vlog on his channel. Actually, you would have already seen it, because he's far more he's far more quicker to edit his vlogs and upload it than me. So by the time you're seeing my vlog, his vlog should already have been up on the big tube. honestly I tell you, you don't need anything more than a Himalayan or an Xpulse to tour this country. Seriously, to be honest. I mean, on all the expensive super bikes, you could move a lot quicker and with a lot more comfort than these bikes in a relative sense, but these are all the bikes that you honestly need. My Himalayan is in its sweet zone between 80 to 90 kilometers. It can go quicker than that, but that's not where it enjoys being, at least from my perspective. 80 to 90 is its super sweet zone, and 80 to 90 kilometers per hour average speed in this country should be something amazing, because if you're on a motorcycle for the sake of being on a motorcycle and you're not drinking in the sights around you, then what are you doing? Vinay seems to be vlogging. I see him speaking something and moving his arms about. So I really do like the color of this Xpulse, the very GS/Africa Twin color theme that they have taken inspiration from. Look at that, it's such a beauty, such a beauty. So he was also telling me that he's got his number, so the next time you see me, rather the next time you see Vinay's motorcycle on his channel or on my channel, could very well be with his new number plates on. I and Vinay have both had super bikes. We still have super bikes, but trust me, the enjoyment factor which we get on these sort of low to mid cc single cylinder motorcycles, the smiles per rupee, if we were to come up with some sort of a exotic ratio such as smiles per rupee of investment, these bikes would win hands down. For the extra money which you spend on these so-called super bikes, it gets you a bit of payback in terms of quality, comfort, and but let's all be very honest, especially in a country like India, the number one thing that you're actually paying all those huge premiums for is vanity. Yeah, let's not even pretend that that doesn't matter to us. The feeling that I have a motorcycle on this road that most other people do not have, and most other people are probably watching and coveting, does give you a high. Let's not even pretend that it's not there. Just making sure I'm still recording, because my GoPro's being quite cheeky with me these past few rides. Been known to turn itself on and off quite a few times, so it's been quite a bit well behaved today. I remember when I used to come on this highway on my CBR 650F, and I still remember to this day the discomfort I used to feel because of that committed riding position. Although the CBR 650F was a far more friendlier bike in terms of the commit angle, but still I never enjoyed that format of a motorcycle at all. I am a sucker for these roadster sort of street motorcycles and ADV motorcycles for life, right? Pretty much for life. I will always have an ADV motorcycle with me for as long as God keeps me riding. also put in the liquimoly engine oil additive, mixed it with the engine oil which is there. The engine oil is the standard Royal Enfield liquid gun engine oil, nothing more exotic than that. But with the liquimoly engine additive added in, the Moss 2, as some of you may be aware, I have a feeling the engines become a bit smoother. Not a lot smoother, I don't think, but definitely a bit smoother. I can definitely tell the difference. It's not just placebo. But I'm really grateful I got a chance to get a ride in this morning. Will make it far more bearable to go and log into work and sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day times 5 for the remainder of the week. But I'm grateful. I don't have a single modicum of complaint or ungratefulness for my job, because ultimately that's what's paying for a few things I like in life. So it's all good. It's all good. The sun visor on this Axor helmet that I use, the Axor Street helmet, it's so much more useful than the one which I had on the LS2. On the LS2, the curvature of the sun visor that is actually built into the helmet always gave me a bit of a distorted view. But with this, I don't know how they've done it. The curvature still appears to be the same, what I had on the LS2, but somehow it's so seamless that I just feel like I'm wearing sunglasses. And what this does for me is give me the ability to wear my normal prescription glasses and still have sun glare protection. So that's another point in favor of the Axor Street helmet. Quite a nice helmet, amazing value for money. Costs less than 4,000 rupees, and the value you get for this kind of money, it's stupendous. Again, I've got to thank Vinay for recommending this helmet to me, because he's been a long time Axor user, and I saw him wear his old helmet when I used to have the LS2. But he always found it very tight, and he always kept complaining of discomfort. But this time he's gone for the XL size, and this is another thing which I really can't stress quite strongly on. So whenever you go into a helmet shop to buy a helmet, they will recommend a size which feels slightly uncomfortable to you. And the logic for doing that is, they say that with usage, with wearing it frequently, it sorts of expands a little bit and becomes comfortable with time. But I have never found that to be the case, be it with helmets, be it with gloves, be it with shoes. I have always gone with a size that I'm comfortable in, despite the shopkeeper's cautionary good faith advice that probably this will become even more looser with time. I have never found that to be the case. So I've always gone with what in the shopkeeper's opinion is one size larger for me, and I have never come away feeling all the worse for it. Always been a good decision, never had a chance to regret it. And that's something that I'd encourage anybody who's watching to bear in mind whenever you're in a similar situation where something feels just the right size, but you're being encouraged to go a size smaller because of this fuzzy logic. Never do that. Not in my opinion anyway. Not much else other than what I've been speaking so far. I'm running out of vlogging ideas and messages to keep talking on, so I'll probably sign out very soon. And again, before I do that, things are getting slightly out of shape in terms of the COVID situation, so I hope all of us continue to maintain the same due diligence and vigil that we have pretty much gotten accustomed to at this point. But let's not forget the 3 golden rules of COVID management protocol: sanitization, safe distance, and I forget the third one. I'm sure you will let me know in the comments. So stick to the 3 golden rules, and we should be able to manage this so-called the onset of the 3rd wave, which is sprouting up all over the cities everywhere. So stay safe, be well, and we'll speak again very soon. Take care. Bye.